insight video today. I've been talking a lot about oneness. I'm talking about this concept of alignment, harmony, union, integration, and how this is all sort of shifting our consciousness as beings. And beings again is a term that's needed to be used, because being is a state of consciousness, a state of awareness, a state of energy, a state of frequency. And this all relates to where we're at in our spiritual evolution, our spiritual, this new spiritual age, this new spiritual frequencies that are coming. And I was looking around last night, just looking around at a few things, and there was sort of a post on there that was talking about new energies that are coming in to bring this sense of wholeness. And this sort of really struck a chord with me, because this is what I feel the oneness is about. It's coming back into wholeness. It's coming back into this one vibration, this one frequency. And this is what this time's about. This is what this age is about. And this is what Atlantis and Lemuria are about, and these high spiritually evolved cultures. But they were sort of symbolic of the one vibration of source energy. And source energy is the energy that creates and manifests all reality, all dimensions, and all beings are born from this source. And this is again the shift in our consciousness, that we're going back, and this is this sense of wholeness. And this is what we're going through at the moment, and you can feel it. You can feel this sort of like this. I've talked about this ascended master Lord Lanto with the illumination, this golden heart, or this golden energy. And I feel this sort of like regularly and daily. I'm feeling this vibration of this like center, this golden center within my third eye, and also within my heart center. I talk about the crown chakra, that's open as well. But where I'm really feeling within my own energy frequency at the moment is in my heart, and it's in my third eye, and they're both like really gold energy that just opens up of illumination. And again, this connects to the universal law of correspondence. And I keep talking about this law because it's really important, because it's all about the sort of oneness vibration. It teaches about oneness wisdom and the oneness frequency of, you know, where the inner world is the external world, and the external world is created and manifested from this internal vibration, which is source energy, which is source creation, which is source vibration. And when you awaken to that and you become aware of it, then it shifts and changes reality. The external reality, it creates and manifests a different way of being, a different state of consciousness, a different frequency for all beings. And what this does is it opens us up. And again, I've talked about that, the higher self, and I've talked about this state of diamond consciousness, where it's the union of sort of like the higher self and the human self, and how they become one. But they're the doorway. They're a key of consciousness. They open like a doorway to source energy, because your human state becomes aligned with the higher self, and the higher self then becomes an energy frequency. It's not a physical thing. It's an energetic thing. You become this frequency, this consciousness. You become this open consciousness that allows your awareness to expand and start to vibrate on a different frequency, where you become energy. You're not this physical being anymore. You've sort of like, you're connected to the source energy and the source vibration, and it starts to open up these infinite vibrations, these infinite frequencies. So you start to vibrate as a being, not as you start to move away from the physical, and you move away from the human aspect, in a sense. Not as in like, obviously we're walking and we have these bodies within this reality, but you start to connect to your source, and you know that you're a consciousness, you're a vibration, you're a frequency, you're an energy, and you're energy of light, and it's moving past that. And the universal law of correspondence is so important, because when you start to align with it, then you start to walk as this vibration, walk as this frequency. And the impression I was being given yesterday, one of the tools I was being given yesterday, was very much about being in that light. And when you're in that light, it's like the external frequency just becomes a vibration. It becomes a sort of like energy vibrating, like again the perpetual the universal law of perpetual transmutation and transformation is very much relevant with this, because it's talking about on an energetic level. And what you start to realize when you're in source, the external world is this ever vibrating, ever sort of energetic sort of reality that's just vibrating like that. And depending on where you're on your source energy and your consciousness, that reality is fluid. It can be sort of like manifested, created, aligned, and changed when you're in your source energy. And that's where the internal reality comes through. And it's like this is what this universal law of correspondence is teaching us, is that the inner source energy creates and manifests all reality. And it's a lesson and it's wisdom for each being. And when we start to sit in our source energy, we realize that our consciousness and our source energy can manifest and create external reality in a way that is aligned with oneness vibration and oneness frequency. And this is what this time's about, and this is what's happening for many of us. So how it felt for me yesterday was the external reality. It wasn't separate, but it felt, it was like I was this source energy within my being. And when I was in that energy, the external energy that was around, or the external reality, was reacting to my source consciousness and my source vibration and my source frequency. So it was like I could then walk as a light, as a consciousness, in a different state of being, and the external reality harmonized with that when I was walking around as that source energy. And it's still teaching me today, and it will teach me for quite a while. I don't mean just today, because this is deep wisdom, deep understanding of source, and the alignment and the union with source. And also it's a shift in consciousness and a shift in way of being. And it's a new tool that many of us are starting to awaken to, that become aligned with. And this source vibration, like I said, the external reality then reacts to it. So again, so from source is the universal law of vibration, the universal law of frequency, the universal law of oneness, the universal law of correspondence, the universal law of inspired action, the universal law of perpetual transmutation, the universal law of rhythm, are all at play when you're in source. There's 6, 7, 8, but all the 12 universal laws are related and connected to source, your source energy, your source center. And this is what the illumination is, and this is what they're teaching us, to remain in that. When you remain in that, you can vibrate on a frequency that the external reality harmonizes with the source frequency, the source vibration. And this is a shift, and this is a shift in consciousness, the shift in awareness, and the shift in union with that source energy. And this, everything comes from source, everything is created and aligned with it. So when you're in your source center, you open up your energy centers so that you are once again aligned with all aspects of your infinite being, because the source energy is the reflection of the infinite realities, the infinite dimensions, and the infinite beings. And this is how you connect to it. Also, the many different sort of realities and guides and masters and beings that work with us, all are born of that source energy. So when you connect to that source center and you awaken to your source center, that aspect of reality, of all these different infinite beings of different dimensions or realities of light become you can access them, because you're aligned and you're vibrating in a frequency that is aligned with their frequencies, because they are all the same frequency, because they're all born of this source energy. So it opens up these doorways of consciousness, these doorways of insight and wisdom that all beings need. And this is what's going on for many of us at the moment. And this is why source is the key. Source is the key to all things, because once we're connected and we're centered in source, all other things are open. The infinite possibilities, the infinite opportunities, the infinite vibrations and frequencies of light, energy, wisdom, consciousness are accessible through Source, because Source is the reflection of all creation and all manifestation and all wisdom and all insight and all everything is Source. So this is why it's so important with the universal law of correspondence, and this is why I feel the infinite beings of wisdom and light and understanding and insight are directing us to explore this, to connect with this. And this is what, again, at the beginning of the reading, that the insights, or I was talking about wholeness. This is what wholeness is. Wholeness is Source. Source is everything, and it's the wholeness of all realities, of all beings, of all things, and it brings us back into wholeness as we're aligned, and we become unified again and in harmony, and we become one once again, and we awaken to our infinite source reality, infinite source vibration, but the infinite source reality. And this is the wholeness of all reality, of all of all vibration, frequency, manifestation, and creation. That's the insight for today.